Tokosagiyo yawa apenjo. Tokosagiyo yawa. Apenjo. Tokosagiyo yawa apenjo. Tokosagiyo yawa. Gimicha moe mari ni gimodo kirikige. Rafok panglaki wadi modonyoyo kade. Rafok panglaki wadi modonyoyo kade. It means we are going for an occasion. If you don't have any teeth, borrow your neighbor's teeth. We are going to eat and drink. Rafok panglaki wadi modonyoyo kadem. Where we are going, there's going to be so much food, delicious things to eat and delicious things to drink. If you don't have teeth, borrow from your neighbor. Rafok panglaki wadi modonyoyo kadem. There's going to be delicious things to eat and delicious things to do what? To drink. If you don't have any teeth, borrow teeth from your neighbor. There's going to be a lot of food. The place where we are going, they have prepared a lot of food. Food so big that person sitting on this side cannot see the person sitting on the other side. If you don't have any teeth, I beg you, go and borrow teeth from your neighbor. Apenjo, tokosagiyo yawa. Apenjo, tokosagiyo yawa. Welcome. My name is George, but I go by the name Fishmonger Stories. I will be your designated storyteller for today. But before I tell this story is very, very important to me. This story that I'm going to share with you, I cannot share it. Which city is this? I cannot share it in Ann Arbor. I have to take you all the way from Ann Arbor to Kenya. I have to take you right now with your permission. If you don't have a passport, don't worry. If you don't have a visa, you're welcome. I have to take you all the way to Nairobi, Kenya. And we're going all the way into the Maasai Mara. If you're wondering how I'm dressed, well, I'm dressed like a Maasai Mara. And once I take you there, you will see how the people look. We will use our imagination as we take this journey. Okay? To go from Ann Arbor, Michigan, fly from Detroit Metro all the way to Nairobi, Kenya. you, thank you. Now we are about to take off on this flight. I will be your pilot tonight. But this flight that we're going to use is not British Airways. Say no, no, no. It is not American Airways. Say no, no, no. It is not French Airlines. Say no, no, no. It is not KLM. Say no, no, no. It is definitely not Spirit Airlines. Say no, no, no. This flight is special. Say special. This flight is special because it is banana leaf. Yes. We are going to use banana leaf to fly from Ann Arbor all the way to Africa. Because, let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, let us be fair, okay? In Arabian Night, what does Aladdin use to fly? A magic carpet, yes. What about Santa Claus? A sleigh with some of those donkeys. Donkeys or reindeers? It's the same thing. Yeah, Santa Claus uses reindeers. Yeah. What about Dumbo the elephant? Its ears. So in Africa, we use banana leaves. They are biodegradable. They are good for the environment. And that's exactly what we're going. So here's your banana leaf. Take your banana leaf, everybody, and put it around your waist. Yes. And just like you know, in Africa, we sing, we dance about everything and anything. This flight does not use fuel. It uses songs and dance. We have to sing and dance in order for this fuel to do what? For the plane to do what? To fly. I'm going to teach you a very, very simple song. All you have to do is echo and sing. If I say, Day Kai Mande, Day Kai, your response is, Day Kai Mande. Let's go. Again. Day Kai. Again. Day Kai Mande. Again. Now, this flight will not fly until every lip moves. And I'm going to check. If you're not singing, we will drop you off. You are not coming. Day Kai Mande. We go. Here we go now. Day Kai. We go. Day. Here we go now. Day Kai. We go. Day Kai. Here we go now. Day Kai Mande. We go. Day Kai Mande. Here we go now. Day Kai Mande. We go. Day Kai. Here we go now. Day Kai. We go. Day Kai. Here we go now. Day. We go. Day Kai. Here we go now. Day Kai. We go. Day Kai. Here we go now. Day Kai. We go. Day Kai. Here we go. Day Kai. We go. Day Kai. Here we go now. Day Kai. We go. Day Kai. Here we go now. Day. We are flying over Egypt. We want to say hello to the Egyptians. Say salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Day Kai Monday. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying over northern Nigeria. We want to say hello to them. Say Sanu. Day Kai Monday. Day Kai. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying over eastern Nigeria. We want to say hello to those Igbos. Everybody say Ndewo. Ndewo. Day Kai Monday. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying over western Nigeria. We want to say hello to the Yorubas. Everybody say Baoni. Baoni, my brother. Baoni, my sister. Day Kai Monday. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying over Mali. Everybody say Kushe. Kushe. We are flying over Sierra Leone. Everybody say Audibodi. You see, in Sierra Leone, Audibodi means how are you doing? The answer is the body fine. Say the body fine. If I say Audibodi, you say the body fine. Audibodi. And you have to say it with an attitude. The body fine. Audi body, my sister. Say the body fine. The body fine. Audi body, my brother. Oh. Audi body, my brother. With an attitude, yes. Audi body, my sister. Not the booty. The body fine. Say the body. Audi body, my sister. Oh. Audi body, my brother. Audi body, my brother. Say the body fine. The body fine. Audi body, my sister. Out, not the booty. Americans, what? Audi body, my sister. The body fine. Audi body. The body fine. They kind man. They. Where we go? Here we go now. Where we go? Here we go now. Where we go? We are flying over Congo. Everybody say Sango Nini. Sangote. They kind man. They kind. Here we go now. Where we go? Here we go now. We are flying over South Africa. Everybody say Sawubona. Sawubona. They kind man. They kind. Here we go now. Where we go? We are flying over Angola. Everybody say todo bien. They kind man. They kind. Here we go now. Where we go? We are flying over Namibia. Everybody say hola. Hola. They kind man. They kind. We are flying over Tanzania. Everybody say Jambo. They kind man. They kind man. Where we go? They kind. We are flying into Kenya right now. They kind man. Where we go? Here we go now. Where we go? Here we go now. In Kenya we say Jambo, which means hello. So we are about to land into Kenya. I want you to get ready. They kind man. Where we go? Here we go now. Say Jambo. I want you to scream Jambo as we land in Kenya. Jambo! 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 Sorry about the rough landing. I'm sorry. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? This was my first time to fly a plane. I am so sorry. But in Africa, anything is possible. Is everybody okay? Yeah. If you want Thailand or Lord Motrin, go back to America. We have some, we'll give you something, but yeah. Okay, are you ready? Thank you for landing with me. I will be your tour guide. Now, I have to take you to the Maasai, to the savannah where the Maasai live. My costume today is, I'm dressed like a Maasai warrior. Now, this is refreshing milk. I know you see water, but I see milk. Because the Maasai live in the savannah. And in the savannah, they live amongst the predators, such as the lions, the cheetahs, the leopards, the rhinos that are very, very dangerous. And so, how do you survive in the savannah with such predators? And the Maasai, they believe in keeping cattle, goats, cows, sheep, the things that the lions and the cheetahs like to eat. So how do you live in such an environment? Well, if you look at how I'm dressed, you'll see a lot of colors, mostly very colorful red. The Maasai is typically dressed like this, and they also have the Maasai shuka. So it's not uncommon to see Maasais, when they leave home, dressed like this. You can cover yourself with it when it's cold, or even when it's warm. And every so often, they do that. Every so often when they walk, they do that. Because it's just a field. The savannah is just a field. They do that because to the predators, when they see red, they see what? Fire. And so they are afraid. And that's why the Maasai are able to live with the predators and walk around just like that. Because to a distant leopard, when they see red out there, they think it's fire, a moving fire, and they do what? They stay away from it. Now, I'm not advising you to go to Maasai Mara and start wearing a shuka. The animals will sniff you out and say, it smells like an American hamburger. Besides going out like that, they also have what is what? Every man has to have this, or woman. This is a rungu, or a club. It's made out of a hard acacia tree, and then it's smoked and pointed very hard. You can feel it. Now, if this comes into contact with the head or a skull of a predator, you feel it? It's lights out. It's good night. It's been smoked for a long, long time. It's hard, very pointed and hard. Yes. And it's also not uncommon to always walk. So if you're wondering why I have so many belts, this is just accessories for the tools that I have. With me is a what? Like a machete. Yeah. Really sharp. So it's not uncommon. You cannot leave your house without that. And on top of that, if I have this strapped on one side, and I have a shield to protect me, the shields that they usually have are much bigger than this. This is just a toy. The shields that they have are always much bigger, made out of the hide of a rhino. So when the animal attacks you, you can just, and they're so big that they strap them like that. So big. And it's not easy to pierce. Nothing can pierce through it. And a spear too. So that's the only way you can survive in the savannah. Now, because you're in the savannah with me, I promise I'll protect you and you'll be safe, okay? I want to make sure that I bring you back to America safely. It's very important for international relationship. Right? Very, very good. I brought some shukas here for any volunteers, anybody who may want to try. If we have time, we can always try them at the end of the stories. I brought a lot of blings. The Maasais wear a lot of bling. If you think bling bling is an American thing, no, we've been blinging for years. Yes. So I have them here. At the end of the story, we can try. We can feel free if the young ones want to try. We have some instruments that we can play and enjoy and get our minds expanded. Somebody once told me that your mind is like a parachute. It works best when it's what? When it's open. So open up your mind, try the instruments, and that's what we do. Okay? So welcome to the savannah. I'm going to ask my grandmother to tell you a story. I'm not even going to tell you a story. I'm going to ask my grandmother to tell you a story. Because my grandmother was a better storyteller than I am. Usually, they would tell us stories in the evening after we've had something to eat or drink. And they say, hey, how was your day? How was your day? How was business? How was school? You know, and depending on what you said, they tell you a story. You know, did you have a rough day? They tell you a story. Did you have a good day? They tell you a story. Is your business doing well, sir? They told you a story. Are you failing in your classes? They tell you a story. Are you about to get married? They tell you a story. Sir, are you having problems in your marriage? We tell you a story. Sir, are you expecting a baby? We tell you a story. After you have a baby, we tell you a story. Before you have a baby. So stories are told at all times. Stories that teach you to be kind, be gentle, work hard, don't give up. Life is not a straight line. Life is full of what? Ups and downs. In EKG, you know, dooloop, 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 dooloop. That is what life is. What happens when the life goes, you're what? You're dead. You have to have dooloop, dooloop, ups and downs, dooloop, dooloop, and that is the essence of life. So they'll tell us stories every day. Stories that teach you, hey, it was hard today, tomorrow will be better. Sir, your business is doing great, but don't be too proud, because pride comes before a fall. Don't worry. It may be dark today, tomorrow is a better day. I'm sorry you failed, but work hard. You will pass. So stories that encourage you that don't give up. Life is full of, and no matter where you are, you can always help somebody. If you are down, you can push somebody up. If you're up, you can pull somebody. Always keep your head on a swivel base and see who you can help. So those are the stories that they would tell us. Now, I'm going to ask my granddaughter to tell a story. And in our culture, before we tell a story, we have to summon the stories. Stories are in the sky, created by the Creator. And we have to say, Creator, drop down some stories. Whichever story it drops, we'll pick one or two and share them. Okay? So if I say stories, you say stories come. Okay? We are going to invoke stories, guys. Oh, refreshing milk. Stories. Now, the measure by which you say stories come tells me how badly you want the stories. Stories. Now, we're going to do it in my native language of Swahili. If I say hadithi, you say hadithi jo. Hadithi njo. Hadithi. Every lip has to move. If your lip is not moving, they're not pouring the stories. Hadithi njo. Hadithi. Now, if I say, can I tell you a story? I want you to say, get on with it. Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a story? Like, get mad. Shake your fist at me. Can I tell you a story? Get mad, really. Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a story? Get mad. Throw your wallet at me. Get mad, really. Yeah, throw your wallet. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? If I say ina, you say outer. I say ina, outer. I say ina. I say ina. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? Can I tell you a story? You see, once upon a time, Apo Zamani Zakale, the world was a beautiful place. Everybody loved everybody. People were kind to one another. There was no strife. There was no jealousy. There was no envy. It was a beautiful place. Until an ogre from another village came to this village and stole love, peace, kindness. And he stole love, peace, and kindness, and he threw them away, leaving the village without love, without peace, without kindness. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ida. I say, Ida. You are not ready for this story. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? You see, the world all of a sudden changed. The village changed. There was no love. There was no peace. There was no kindness. Nobody cared about nobody. Everybody was so cruel. The world was so cruel that grown men made fun of cripples in public places, and everybody cheered for them. The world was so cruel that mothers abandoned their own children. The world was so cruel that little children bullied other little children. The world was so cruel, nobody cared about you. Nobody cared about you. Nobody cared about you. Nobody cared about you. Nobody cared about you either. Nobody cared about you. Nobody cared about you. Nobody cared about no one. That's how cruel the world was. Nobody cared about no one. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? It was so cruel. Nobody cared about little kids like you. But one woman What one woman wanted to change all that. She said, the world is so cruel, but I'm determined. I want to change this cruel world. And she said, from now on, what do I do to change this world? She said, from now on, I'm going to make a loaf of bread every morning. And I'm going to slice it in the middle and put some, what do you put in your bread? Jelly, peanut butter, Nutella, avocado. And she do that and put it on the window. Every morning, she determined, I'm going to change this cruel world. She sliced the bread. She made the bread, sliced in the middle, and put it on the window. And all she wanted was, everybody, come and enjoy the bread. All you have to do is say, thank you, gracias, shukran. Thank you, gracias, shukran. And so, as one morning she made the bread, she put it out on the window. As soon as she put the bread on the window, guess who came by? A hunchback man. A hunchback man came and took the bread without saying thank you, without saying gracias, without saying shukran, but instead looked at the woman and said, the evil that you do will come back to you. The evil that you do will come back to you. And the hunchback man walked away with the bread. And the woman, she was mad. She was mad and said, who is this hunchback man who comes to my window or takes my bread without saying thank you, takes my bread without saying gracias, takes my bread without saying shukran? Who is this hunchback? But the woman remembered, I have to be kind. I have to show love. I have to show compassion. So the following morning again, she made another loaf of bread and sliced it in the middle and put the loaf of the bread on the window. And guess who came by again? The hunchback man. The hunchback man took the bread without saying thank you, took the bread without saying gracias, took the bread without saying shukran, but instead looked at the woman and said, the evil that you do will come back to you. The good that you do will come. And he walked away. And the woman, she was mad. She was livid. I don't know why. She was talking like this, but she said, who is this hunchback man who comes to my window, takes my bread without saying, she was mad, but she remembered she had to be what? Kind. And so the following morning again, she woke up. She made a slice of bread, a loaf of bread, sliced it in the middle, and put some Nutella and avocado, and put some anchovies in it too. And she put the bread on the window. And guess who came by again? The hunchback man came and took the bread without saying shukran, but instead looked at the woman and said, the evil that you do will come back to you. The good that you do will come back. And the hunchback man, he walked away with the bread. And the woman, she was mad. She was livid. Who is this hunchback man who comes to my window, takes my bread without saying thank you, takes my bread without saying, tomorrow I'm going to show him, teach him a lesson. The following morning, the woman, she made a loaf of bread and sliced in the middle and put poison. I'm going to show him. I'm trying to be good in this world that nobody wants to be good with me. I'm going to put poison in this bread. I'm going to put poison. So he made the bread, sliced it in the middle, and put a whole lot of poison in it. The bread was full of poison. I want to be good in this world, and nobody wants to be good with me. So she put the poison, and when she was about to put the bread on the window, her hands started to shake. Her hands were shaking so badly. Tears were rolling down her eyes. And she took the bread and threw it away in the fireplace. And she made another fresh loaf of bread, sliced it in the middle, and put some peanut butter, put some jelly, put some avocado, put some anchovies, and put it on the window. And guess who came by again? Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. The hunchback man came, took the bread again, without saying, but instead looked at the woman and saying, the evil that you do will come back to you. The good that you do will come back to you. And he walked away. And the woman, she was livid. She was so mad. She did not hear somebody knocking on her door. Can you knock something? Louder. She did not hear none of that. Louder. Then she heard, you know how you open the door when you're mad? She went to the door and was wondering, who is this knocking my door when I'm so mad? She opened the door, rap. And standing in the doorway was her son. Her 8-year-old son who had been missing for 3 weeks. 3 weeks was standing in the doorway. And the woman, she hugged the son and said, son, where have you been, son? Where have you been, son? They were hugging and crying in the middle of the doorway. The woman, she hugged the son tight and said, son, where have you been, son? Where have you been? And they were crying, and the son was crying, and the mother was crying, and they were hugging and crying and hugging. And the son said, Mama, I'm so sorry, Mama. I got lost in the wilderness, Mama. I'm so sorry. I fell in a deep, deep hole, Mama. I'm so sorry. I could not come out of the hole, Mama. I'm so sorry. I grew weak and tired and no food, Mama. I'm so sorry. Until about this week, a hunchback man has been coming and giving me bread in this hole. The hunchback man said I needed the bread more than he did. And every day, this hunchback has been bringing me bread. And today, Mama, this hunchback man brought me bread. And he helped me out of the hole, Mama. I'm so sorry, Mama. And as they were hugging, the woman, she remembered the words of the hunchback man that said, the good that you do, the evil that you do. End of story. So those are the kind of stories that they will tell us to remind us love, kindness goes a long way. Even if you are alone, being kind, just continue being kind. Do not grow weary in doing well, because in due season you will reap if you faint not. So those are the kind of stories that they used to tell us every night around the fireplace. It was almost like having a therapy session for free every night. If you're doing bad, we tell you a story. If you're doing good, we tell you a story. Just to remind you that how your day was, it will get better. So we had free therapy sessions by courtesy of grandmother, grandfather, your uncle, whoever was telling the story for that day. And that's why some of us have been lucky not to need therapists. Now, my grandmother wants to tell a different story, okay? Now, the stories are fallen. Let's see. Oh, were you here when the stories were falling? Let's try again. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. Let the stories fall. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? Now the stories are fallen. I want somebody to pick a story and bring it to me. Look around you. Look around you. Just pick any story and bring to me. Any volunteers? Bring a story. Just bring it to me. Any bold volunteer? Oh, thank you. Son, they can't handle this story. This story is long, but it's nice. Anybody else with a different story? This is a nice story. I'll save this one. Anybody else with a different story? Let me see. Oh, this is a love story. You picked a love story. You guys want to hear a love story? Yeah. All right. Anybody else with another story? Pick any story. Any story. Let me see. Oh, this is my favorite. My grandmother used to tell me this. How did you know? I love this story. I'm telling this story. I'm telling this story. You picked a good one. Son, we'll tell this one later. And this love story, this one is emotional. Do we have handkerchiefs? Napkins? This one will make everybody cry. It's a love story. I'll tell this one, okay? This is a beautiful story that my grandmother used to tell me that I'm going to share with you. It's always my favorite. So if I say, story, you say, stories come. Stories. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for story? You see, once upon a time, there was a very, very blessed woman. This woman was so blessed, so blessed. She had 5 sons and 5 daughters. Say blessed. Oh, she was more blessed than that. Stop ruining my story. Say blessed. 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 She was so blessed. She had 5 sons and 5 daughters. Say blessed. Blessed. She was so blessed. She had lots and lots of grandchildren. Say blessed. Blessed. She was so blessed. She had a big farm. Say big farm. Stop ruining my story. Her farm was bigger than that. She had a big farm. Let's go. Big. A big hand. That's how big her farm was. And in her farm, she grew all kinds of tomatoes, mangoes. What's your favorite fruit? She had bananas. What else? Strawberries. She had lots of strawberries. How did you know? Cantaloupes. Yes, she did. She had all kinds of fruits and bananas. Whatever delicious fruit you could think of, she grew them in her garden. Anything you could think of, she grew it in her garden. But besides being so blessed, she had one problem. Can I tell you a story? Yeah. Are you ready for a story? Yeah. Oh, you are not ready for this story. She was so blessed, but she had one problem. Her problem, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Nikwaramugi, was a tiny little mouse. This mouse would nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot, nibble on the yams. Nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot, nibble on the yams. Say, nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot, nibble on the yams. Nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot, nibble on the yams. And this woman, she was mad. What do you do when you have a rat problem? How do you kill it? Mousetrap, yes. She said, I have to get me a mousetrap. So she went and got the best mousetrap. And she put it in the garden. While she was putting this mousetrap in the garden, guess who comes by? The mouse. And the mouse sees the woman putting the trap in the garden. And the mouse cries, ah! Ah! What am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? The woman, she's putting up trap in the garden. Ah! Ah! What am I going to eat? But the mouse, he had 3 best friends. What do you do when you're in trouble? You go to your friends. So the mouse went to his first best friend, the cow, and said, okay, let's pretend you are a cow. I know you're not a cow. We're just pretending, okay? All right. Cow, you're my friend. You see, the woman, she's setting up a trap in the garden. Cow, please help me. Say no.
No.
Cow, please.
Nuh-uh.
Cow, please.
Nuh-uh.
Cow, please. The trap. Cow, please. Cow, please. Cow, please. Cow, please. Cow, please. Cow, please.
No.
And the cow said, no. Meh, meh, meh. You see, I'm a cow. I'm big. I have a big neck. I have a big leg. I cannot get trapped in the trap. You on your own, bruh, said the cow. More, I don't mess with the woman's garden. And the mouse was so hungry. His best friend cow did not help. But this time the mouse was so hungry, his stomach was touching his spine. Ah! Ah! He cried. He went to his next best friend, the goat. I know you're not a goat, but can you pretend to be a goat? Okay, thank you. A big hand to our volunteer. Now, goat, please. The woman, she's putting a trap in the garden. God, please help me. Say no. God, please. God, please. The woman. God, please. The trap in the garden. God, please. 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 And the goat say, none of my problem. You on your own, bruh. I don't mess with the woman's garden. I eat grass. I don't mess with the woman's grass. You on your own. Ah! Ah! Cried the mouse. The cow refused to help. In next question, the goat refused to help. Now, he only had another last friend. His last friend was the chicken. I know you're not a chicken, sir. Can you pretend to be a chicken? Yeah. Thank you. A big hand. Chicken. The woman, she's setting up a trap in the garden. Chicken, please help me. Say no.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
The woman, the trap in the garden. Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken. The chicken refused to help. The chicken said, "Quack, quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. I don't mess with the woman's garden. I eat grass. Low calorie, high fiber. I don't mess with the woman's garden." Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? The cow refused to help. The goat refused to help. The chicken refused to help. But in the same garden was also a snake. The snake had seen the mouse, and the snake was coming for a happy meal. The snake did not see the what? The trap. And guess who got caught in the trap? The snake. And the snake got caught. It was a big, poisonous black mamba. And the snake cried. How does a snake cry? What sound does a snake make? Louder than that. And the woman, she was able to hear the hissing of the snake. from the house, and she came running. She came running. She came running. She came running faster than Usain Bolt. She came running faster than Eliud Kipchoge. She came running, 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 but the snake was not dead. When the woman, she got closer, the snake lifted up its black mamba head and pop, the woman on her ankle, and she fell down, dead quickly. The woman died immediately. It was a very poisonous snake. The woman died immediately. Can I tell you a story? Oh, are you ready for this story? The snake, the woman died immediately. But because she was a very, very famous woman, her funeral was big. You see, in Africa, funerals take days, weeks, months. It's a celebration. We celebrate you when you depart. So our funeral was big. People came from the east. People came from the west. People came from the north and south. Those who came to Chitta Chatter, I want you to say they were there. Those who came to Chitta Chatter. Those who came to eat and drink. Those who came to gossip and slander. Those who came to take selfies. They came, they ate, they drank, they ate, they drank, and they still kept on coming. The funeral was big. And people still kept on coming. Until somebody said, hey, what are we going to do? This woman, she had 5 sons, 5 daughters, all were married. The in-laws came from all over the world. The funeral was big. They ate, they drank. And people still kept on coming. And somebody said, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And somebody stood up in the crowd and said, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You see the woman, she has a cow. She has a cow. Don't panic. The woman, she has a cow. And somebody, hey, the woman, she has a cow. Let's slaughter the cow and have more food. They say, yes. And they brought the cow. They brought the cow. I said, hey, they brought the cow. Sorry, vegetarians. I apologize. They brought the cow and said, they put the knife on the neck of the cow. And when they were about to, guess who comes by? The mouse. The mouse looked at the cow and said, you see, cow, it is the trap that got the snake. The snake is dead, the woman is dead, and you too. Just like that. Sorry, vegetarians. They were able to have cow meat. And they ate, they drank, they ate, and they drank. And the story is over. Bye. Say no! No! A story has to have more twists. Say twists and turns. Twists. And that is the essence of life. We're just in the middle of the story. Life has to have more. What? Twists. And life has to have what? Ups and down. So they slaughtered the cow. And they ate and the funeral was over. But in this culture, after 1 month, they do what is called standing on the grave, where people come to make sure that their departed one is still really in the grave. So people came from the north, south, east, and west. Those who came to eat and drink, those who came to chitter chatter, those who came to gossip and slander, those who came to take selfies, those who came to nyof, nyof, nyof. Everybody was there. They ate, they drank, they ate, they drank until all the food was finished. But there were still more people coming for nyof, nyof, nyof. They were still coming from all over the place. And they said, how are we going to feed this multitude? How? They started to panic. And somebody stood up and said, hey, everybody, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. You see, this woman, she has a goat. I said, yay! This woman has a goat. Don't panic. She has a goat. I said, bring the goat. And they said, oh, yes, she has a goat. And they put the knife on the neck of the goat. I'm so sorry, vegetarians. And just when they were about to slaughter the goat, guess who came by? The mouse. And said, you You see, it is a trap that caught the snake. The snake is dead, the woman is dead, the cow is dead, and you too. Just like that, they were able to have goat meat, barbecue ribs. They ate, they drank, they ate, they drank. And the funeral was over. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. But this woman, she also had a son. Her son was going to University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. And the son did not have proper paperwork. So the son negotiated with immigration and said, hey, now can I go back and come back? And say, yeah, you can go. And the son got paperwork, he got a visa, and he came back to the village. When the son came back to the village, speaking with an American accent, they said, son, where have you been? And the son said, I'm from University of Michigan. And he said, son, we're so sorry about the loss of your mother, son. What can we cook for you? And the son said, I'm from Michigan. I want KFC chicken. And they said, son, this is the village. We don't have KFC chicken. I said, I'm from University of Michigan. I want some KFC chicken. I said, son, this is the village. Where do we get KFC chicken? And the son said, I'm from University of Michigan. I want KFC chicken. And somebody said, hey, everybody, don't what? Panic. You know the woman, she has a chicken. The woman has a chicken. They say, oh, yeah, we can make a KFC chicken with this woman's chicken. So they brought the chicken, sorry, vegetarians, and they put the knife on the neck of the chicken. And guess who came by? The mouse, and looked at the chicken. You see, chicken? You see, chicken? It is a trap that caught the snake. The snake is dead. The woman is dead. The cow is dead. The goat is dead. And you too. Just like that, the son was able to have KFC chicken. And the son was happy. And the funeral was over. And people ask me, where is the mouse? And I tell them, the mouse right now is sitting on the beach of Jamaica, enjoying the sunshine, drinking some palm wine, smoking some Jamaican cigarettes, having a good time, and singing, baby, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be all right. Singing what? Singing don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be all right. Singing what? Singing don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing gonna be all right. Thank you for listening to. You picked a good story. I told you it was a good story. What did you learn from the story? Anybody, anything? Besides, don't eat the goat, don't eat the cow. Anybody learn something? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Yes, the story teaches that my problem can quickly become your problem. Your problem can quickly become her problem. Her problem can quickly become his problem. And that we are like fellows in the same ship. And we have to learn to fellowship with what? With one another. All right? Because the problems that you have rotate back and forth. It may be yours today, but it will spill into my village. It may be mine tomorrow, but it will affect you too. So that when you see The little one running around in the street with a sign says, "Oh, my life matters," and you ignore her. And she's running, saying, "Hey, help me, my life matters." Her life, her problem can quickly become your problem. Stop and pause. Why is she running around with a placard, "My life matters, my life," and everybody else seems to be like, "Oh, life matters." Our problem can quickly become, and we need to fellowship with one another. Right? Very, very important. And that is why we tell those stories. Be kind, be gentle, work hard, don't give up. Life is not a straight line. And those are the kind of stories we tell. All right? Anybody learn anything else? Anything else? Be kind. Very, very good. Very, very good. Yes, no, not to be a cow. Thank you. That's a good moral too. That's a good. How much time do we have? We have a time for another story? Or? 1 minute to two. All right, all right. Our time today was from 1 to 2. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming. Feel free, now that I've shared these stories, they belong to you. Okay? Go and share it with your loved ones. You don't have to share it the way I did, but just tell it the way you want. Or you could go to Fishmonger Stories on YouTube and find a story. We have over 70 stories for children. We have over 90 stories for teenagers. You know how hard it is to talk to teenagers? But if you tell it in a story, they are more apt to receive you. We have stories for adults. We have stories for general audience. We have riddles. Riddles are fun. In fact, before we finish, I am going to tell you an African riddle and an American riddle to see how fun riddles are, okay? All right. Now, let me give you an American riddle. It is full of keys but cannot open any door. Babies? Thank you. I want you to think like an African child. It is full of keys but cannot open any door. A piano. A piano. A big hand. All right, a piano. Okay. Let me tell you now an African riddle. I have a river. In my river, you can only bathe in the morning. By noon, the river is dry. What is my river? I have a river. In my river, you can only bathe. You can wash your legs in the morning, but by noon, the river is dry. What is my river? Don't think so hard. I want you to think like an African child. I have a river. In my river, you can only bathe in the morning. By noon, the river is dry. I have an answer. Morning dew. You can walk on the morning dew in the morning, wash your legs, but by noon, the dew is what? All right. Let me tell you another American riddle. What flies day and night without going anywhere? It flies day and night but doesn't go anywhere. It flies day and night but doesn't go anywhere. Flies day and night without going anywhere. I'll give you half. Yeah, I like the way you're thinking. You see, kids are very good with the riddles. Adults, we tend to be so serious and we miss. What flies day and night without going anywhere? A flag, yeah. All right, let me stamp you now with an African riddle. Let me stamp you now. I have a house. My house is so beautiful, but my house doesn't have a door or a window. What is my house? African riddle. Let me try her. An egg. An egg houses the baby chicken. It doesn't have a door or a window. Exactly. So that's why we tell riddles. So we have so many riddles. Riddles take you from one culture to another culture instantly and makes you think like a child. Because in life we tend to be serious. We have bills to pay. We have this to do. We have this to do. Deadlines, this. But riddles are just pause. Think like a small child. And those are the kind of riddles that we share in Fishmonger Stories. So on behalf of Ann Arbor District Library, I want to say thank you so much. Look out for their flyers when they post. I think we should be having another one very soon. Yes, yes, yes. But look out for their posts. They'll let you know when we have, or go to Fishmonger Stories. Once she lets me know, I'll post something there, and you can know when is our next event. Thank you so much. If you have time, we can hang out and take some pictures, right? We can take some pictures. Anybody want to take pictures? Feel free. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come, we take picture. Yeah.